Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, September 3rd, reveal that Holly Jonas will enjoy her dorm room moving day while Brady Black and Kat Green connect. For starters, Holly will get some words of wisdom from Maggie Kyriakis as she makes an exciting transition. Maggie will have some good advice for Holly, who'll prepare to settle into her new dorm room at Salem U. Tate Black is moving into a Salem U dormitory as well, so he'll share some sweet moments with Brady and Marlena Evans ahead of his big move. Once they're on campus, Day's spoilers say Tate will join Holly in her dorm room for some sizzling scenes. Holly and Tate will land in bed together, so they'll make the most of their new privacy. As for Ariana Ari Horton, she'll face a frustrating situation. Ari will end up stuck with Aaron Green somehow, so they might get a lab partner assignment that leaves Ari displeased. Although Ari might think Aaron is annoying at first, maybe there's room for love to bloom if she gets to know him a bit better. Back with Marlena, she'll mull over a book that's meant to help her figure out what's going on inside her messed-up mind. Marlena will try to make sense of all her Queen of the Night dreams, but she won't have much luck on Wednesday's duel episode. Later, Day's spoilers say Marlena will have an anger management counseling session with Xander Kyriakis, so she'll help him recognize his rage triggers and try to find better ways to handle his emotions. Gabby Hernandez will also bump into Philip Kyriakis in the town square, so she'll have a chance to manipulate him again. However, the lines are blurring for Gabby, since she clearly has a legitimate attraction to Philip as well. Next, Day's spoilers say Kat and Brady will have a bonding session, so that may involve some secret spillage. Rachel Black promised Marlena that she'd keep quiet about the kiss she witnessed between Kat and Chad DiMera, but she may not keep her word. Brady is Rachel's dad and shouldn't be kept in the dark on any secrets anyway. If Brady realizes something is on Rachel's mind, he may convince her it's okay to come clean. Whatever the case, Brady will connect with Kat on Wednesday's show, so he may offer some encouragement when it comes to her budding romance with Chad. With Tesoro at the pub, Javi gushes to Steve about how happy he is being one of the little guy's foster dads, which means he won't be ready to say goodbye should he be adopted. Steve suggests it's a sign that Tesoro is meant to be with him permanently. Sophia races into Melinda's office to learn Brady questioned the adoption lawyer. Melinda offers to create adoption papers for Sophia to give to Tate, stating that the baby is a girl, in a semi-open adoption that protects the identity of the parents. All communication will go through a third party. Melinda further assures an anxious Sophia that Tate and Brady won't know anything as long as they continue to cover their tracks. Sophia knows adoption is the best option for her baby, but it's really hard, especially having to run into him. Cue Javi knocking on the office door with Tesoro in tow. Sophia devolves into barely concealed panic and makes an abrupt exit. Javi explains to Melinda he's there to explore his options before he tells anyone else. What are the chances of him and Leo adopting Tesoro and raising him in Salem? Questioning not only Leo's past, but their legal status as a couple, Melinda advises Javi that he'd have a better chance as a single father. He'd be subjected to a thorough background check, but that shouldn't be a problem, right? Wrong, because Javi admits he had a child who died. An empathetic Melinda doesn't think that would be a problem, but they would do an investigation into the child's death. That's what Javi was afraid of. He tearfully gets up and leaves. At the penthouse, Tate reels upon learning the perfectly lit photo with a couple straight out of Central Casting comes with the frame and is not of his daughter's adoptive parents. Brady adds to his son's freakout by stating his baby might not even be a girl. Brady advises Tate to ask Sophia for adoption papers while he goes to Steve with the fake photo. With Brady in his office, Steve confirms that Sophia got the family photo off a stock photo website. He also relays that while Kayla couldn't break confidentiality, she hinted to him to keep investigating. Plus, he just ran into Javi with Tesoro, the baby boy who was dropped off at the firehouse. Brady's eyes dart. You don't think... But no, the timeline doesn't match up. Brady grows upset, feeling he failed his son. Steve assures him that's not the case, and that he has his back. I'm here for you, just like your dad would be. Tate catches up with Sophia in the square and asks for a copy of their baby's adoption papers. To his surprise, she agrees to it. After Rachel interrupts their kiss at Putt-Putt, and they've dropped all the kids off elsewhere, Chad accompanies Kat home. She worries Rachel saw them kissing, but Chad thinks they never would have heard the end of it if she had. Kat assumes Chad feels it was a mistake, but Chad says his only regret is that he didn't admit how he felt about her sooner. Chad initially thought his feelings were mixed up with those for Abigail, but when they became friends, he started to care about her as more than that. Flustered, Kat wonders if they can get past everything and give it a real try. Chad worries about Jack and Jennifer's reaction, leading Kat to again take that as rejection. Kat opens the door for him to leave, but Chad shuts it. He never thought he'd feel a strong connection with anyone after Abigail, but he feels it with her. He comes with a lot of baggage, and they'll have to be cautious because of his kids and in-laws and Julie. It's something they'll have to think about, but in this moment, all he wants to do is kiss her, which he does. After Marlena awakens from her Queen of the Night dream, she screams upon finding Rachel's snake in her bed. When S'mores is settled back in his terrarium, her granddaughter visits, expressing fear of facing bullies in school about her mother shooting Uncle EJ. However, she delights in gossiping about what she just saw. Uncle Chad kissing that blonde lady, the one who pretended to be Thomas's dead mom. Marlena gently says it's none of their business who Chad shares his time with, and they should stay quiet about it. Rachel pastes on an oh-so-innocent smile, promising, "No one will hear a peep from me about Kat and Uncle Chad kissing." Days of Our Lives spoilers and updates tease. There are at least 4 reasons, if not more, why Kristen DiMera's sacrifice could lead to trouble. This misleading confession is not what Rachel Black requires, and here's the potential for it to complicate matters even further. Rachel despised taking the stand and has been filled with dread at the thought of her testimony landing Johnny DiMera in jail. This is why Rachel will feel a mix of confusion, pain, and rage when she receives news about Kristen's recent confession. Kristen has signed a document stating that she was the one who shot EJ DiMera. This is leading Rachel to believe that her mother was the one who pulled the gun and concealed the truth all along. Rachel will struggle to comprehend why Kristen compelled her to testify, putting Johnny on the brink of incarceration. This situation will weigh heavily on her. Regardless of the anger Rachel may harbor towards Kristen after her revelation, her love and need for her mom will always remain. According to Day's spoilers, this is why another separation due to prison will be difficult for Rachel and may result in additional meltdowns. Rachel was separated from Kristen for several years while Kristen was in prison the last time, and there was a lot of friction when she didn't like her father's girlfriends and fiancés. Rachel's deepest wish is that her parents would reconcile and raise her together. But if Kristen's in prison, that cannot happen. It would be Kristen's worst nightmare for her father, Brady Black, to remarry and her have to deal with another wicked stepmother. Naturally, Kristen's admission won't hold much weight since Rachel is bound to recall the truth eventually. Marlena Evans isn't sure if Rachel will ever regain her memory of shooting EJ, but Day's spoilers indicate that it will resurface for the sake of drama. Kristen is attempting to act selflessly and prioritize her daughter's well-being, yet Day's spoilers suggest that it will all be in vain when Rachel's memories come rushing back. Perhaps when Rachel gets older, she'll realize that Kristen tried to sacrifice her freedom, so Rachel wouldn't pay the price. But for now, she might just be upset with the lies. Chances are, when Rachel's memories resurface, so will the anger that drove her to pull the trigger as well, even though she didn't mean to. Once Rachel experiences total recall and understands that she mistakenly shot at EJ, she will come to the realization that Kristen has been covering for her. Duel fans should brace themselves as Rachel is set to grapple with even greater guilt upon learning that Kristen risked everything to shield her. Despite Marlena's promise to ensure her granddaughter receives the necessary support, Kristen's actions might be intensifying Rachel's psychological turmoil with the sacrifice she is making. Kristen has good intentions, but this could ultimately lead to more damage than healing. Her attempt to save Rachel from a juvenile detention facility by her going to prison will do more harm than good. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Tuesday, September 2nd hint at some explosive moments ahead. Someone has a total freakout, while another feels tormented, and a character admits to catching feelings. What's set to go down on Tuesday? Time to find out. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, September 2nd reveal that Melinda Trask tries her best to keep Sophia Choi from having a meltdown. Melinda will fill Sophia in and hope to calm her nerves and let her know that everything has been handled. However, Melinda may only be able to keep Brady at bay for a little bit, as he also realized the photo of the baby was a picture frame pic, which won't help Sophia's situation. Speaking of, Brady will fill in Tate Black on the latest news he's received. As the old saying goes, no secret remains a secret in the land of Salem for long, so these two are getting closer and closer to the truth. Read this: Days of Our Lives, Comings and Goings, September 1st. 5. Jack and Jen return, Aaron's homecoming. Across town, Marlena Evans will feel tormented, especially after her recent dream. She continues to have nightmares regarding her time as the Queen of the Night, and it feels as if things will only get worse before they get better. In other news, Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday note that Chad DiMera will share his feelings for Kat Green. After that kiss during the September 1st show, it looks like these two will have a conversation. However, considering Kat is on an ISA assignment and looking to get closer to EJ DiMera, do she and Chad have a chance at true love? It sounds like things will get mighty sticky for Kat as she fights her feelings for Chad to accomplish the mission that the ISA has placed her on. It also doesn't help that Chad and EJ are brothers, so Kat has gotten herself into quite a mess. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Tuesday's show? Share your thoughts. Days of Our Lives spoilers update for the week of September 1st. 5 reveals that Sophia Choi will have a freakout while Gabby Hernandez discusses some planted bug intel, while Ariana, Ari Horton, and Aaron Green get trapped in a situation they didn't expect. First, Sophia will panic in Melinda Trask's office, since Brady Black is getting way too suspicious about the baby details. Despite Sophia's freakout, Melinda will try to convince her that she's still in control of the situation. Of course, Melinda will be wrong about that, since Brady has recruited Steve Johnson for help getting to the bottom of things. After proving the adoption attorney Sophia claimed to use wasn't part of this case, Brady will work on proving Sophia had a baby boy instead of a girl. Sophia's slip-up will remain on Brady's mind, so he won't be able to move past that gender hint. Other days' spoilers say Chad DiMera will tell Kat Green the truth about his feelings. It sounds like Chad will admit what's in his heart, and hope that Kat likes him more than just platonically too. Duel fans know Kat has fallen just as hard as Chad, but there'll be more complications for them due to Kat and Rafe Hernandez's investigation. Brady and Kat will also form a friendship during the week of September 1st. 5. So it'll be nice to see Kat getting along with more Salemites. As for Ari and Aaron, they'll get backed into a corner. Days will trap Aaron and Ari somehow, so they might get accidentally locked up somewhere or simply forced to work together on a Salem U project. Although Tate Black and Holly Jonas will deepen their romance, Sophia won't be ready to throw in the towel on her own future with Tate. Ari will push Sophia to just move on, but Sophia will resolve to ruin Holly and Tate's relationship instead. Sophia could make a bigger mess for herself due to all the extra time she's spending with Tate at the pub, where they both now work. Tate will catch Sophia deceiving him about something and leave her scrambling over his growing suspicions. At the townhouse, Xander Kyriakis will open up to Marlena Evans during anger management counseling, so she'll help him see what his anger triggers are. With Marlena's help, Xander may be able to find better coping strategies and outlets for his rage. Philip will have a choking fit that Xander witnesses later, so Xander will save his life. Or so it'll seem. In reality, this might be a trick to find out whether Xander's changed enough to care whether Philip lives or dies. As for Gabby, she planted a bug in a pen on Xander's office desk, so she'll give Tony DiMera updates on that. Gabby will fill Tony in on any big news she learns as a result of that bug, and hope she's well on her way to DiMera CEO status. At the Horton house, Days spoilers say JJ Devereaux will have a birthday bash that Jack Devereaux and Jennifer Horton Devereaux come back to Salem for. Despite the invite she'll apparently get, Gwen von Leuschner will decline to come where she's not truly wanted. Jack will try to start repairing his bond with Gwen, but they'll end up clashing all over again soon enough. On September 3rd, 2025, Days of Our Lives features Marlena confronting Xander about his anger. while Brady and Kat develop an unexpected bond. Holly and Tate explore their romantic connection amid complications. Ari faces challenges with Aaron, and Gabby offers crucial support to Philip during a pivotal moment. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Tease Marlena challenging Xander to face the root of his anger. Brady forming an unexpected bond with Kat, Holly and Tate sharing some romance, Ari getting stuck with Aaron, and Gabby stepping up to encourage Philip. If you need a refresher, check out last week's Duel update before diving into the new drama. Marlena has always been Salem's steady voice of reason, and this time she turns her focus on Xander. Their talk doesn't stay surface level for long. Marlena pushes him to stop dodging and confront the root of his anger head-on. She challenges him to face what's really driving his outbursts and consider whether he's finally ready to take responsibility or if he'll keep hiding behind his defenses. Fans who remember Marlena's iconic breakthroughs know she has a way of pulling honesty out of even the most guarded hearts. Elsewhere, Brady spends time with Kat, and the two discover more common ground than expected. Their bond grows stronger in a way that could shift dynamics around them, especially if this connection becomes more than friendship. Young love takes center stage as Holly and Tate share a rare romantic moment. Their relationship has been anything but easy, especially in the wake of Tate getting Sophia pregnant, a twist that could have ended things before they even began. Instead, Holly and Tate continue to navigate their complicated bond, trying to figure out where they stand amid so much baggage. On this day, they set aside the chaos and simply enjoy being together, proving that even in Salem, romance can survive under the heaviest of circumstances. Ari winds up stuck looking after Aaron, and what begins as a routine task quickly threatens to test her patience. Salem teens rarely keep things simple, and Aaron may prove to be more than Ari expected. How she handles the situation could reveal more about their dynamic, and perhaps set the stage for future complications. Meanwhile, Gabby notices Philip struggling and steps in with the kind of encouragement only she can deliver. Her support arrives at a critical moment, giving him a push when his confidence falters. Whether her pep talk is enough to help Philip move forward remains to be seen, but it may mark a turning point as he weighs his next steps. Lately on Days of Our Lives, EJ has found himself at the heart of ongoing power struggles and has once again driven a wedge between himself and his son, Johnny. He did warn Johnny that he was going to have to resort to ruthless tactics to exonerate the young man. But that blew up in his face when he tried to cast reasonable doubt by framing Chanel for the shooting. But things for EJ are going to get worse as the FBI and ISA have joined forces to find out why he bought University Hospital. Could this all be connected to the possible return from the dead of Stefano, who has died several times before? Dan Feurigel weighed in on what's next for EJ, and maybe his dear departed dad. Feurigel spoke with Soaps recently and made it clear that EJ's late father continues to be a presence in Salem, particularly at the DiMera mansion. The actor referred to Stefano's portrait that looms over everyone who has a conversation in the living room. He stated, "Regardless of whether you talk about it or not, the legacy is there." In fact, EJ himself often interacts with that portrait in a way that blends character and memory. He noted that EJ is often seen talking to the portrait, explaining, "I always go for it for advice or to get things off my chest. It's just part of the DiMera family." For both the actor and the character, Stefano's shadow looms large, shaping the family's presence in Salem. Feurigel also stressed that Stefano's influence defined what the DiMeras became. "That is the DiMera legacy," he said, adding that EJ feels his job is to keep that influence alive. Fans have noticed that Marlena is possibly experiencing psychic dreams, memories that signal the return of Stefano, who Mescal originally played until his death in 2016. Feurigel remarked that without Stefano, the family wouldn't be the DiMeras. And he further noted that while being the son of a ruthless mastermind wasn't exactly easy, Stefano was a major influence on EJ's life. According to the actor, EJ has fully embraced who his father was, and that being raised in the shadow of Stefano made him the man that he is today. Not very well liked, but it's made him the man that he is today. Days of Our Lives spoilers photos. For the September 3rd, 2025 episode, tease the start of a whole new chapter for Tate and Holly. While Tate and Holly christen a new dorm room, Gabby will get chummy with Philip. Marlena is still caught up in the book. Brady confides in Marlena. Tate and Marlena share a sweet moment. Gabby runs into Philip. Tate helps Holly break in one of their new dorm rooms. Things got pretty sticky on the September 2nd episode of Days of Our Lives. Javi told Steve he is feeling hesitant about giving up his little foster son, Tesoro, and Steve encouraged him to adopt the boy. Meanwhile, Steve and Brady started to suspect that Tate's daughter may actually be a son. You know, like little adopted baby Tesoro. At the same time, Sophia was freaking out that Brady and Tate might figure out what she did. She was at Melinda's getting calmed down when Javi and Tesoro dropped by, asking about adopting the tot. Meanwhile, Chanel was circling back to her and Johnny's idea of adopting. So who will end up with this very popular infant? Editor's note: SoapHub is starting a new daily column called The Rinse for your after-duel discussion and breakdown. Steve told Javi that foster parents have priority for adoption. Except when the guy who wants to adopt is not the actual foster parent of record. Rafe is. Javi isn't even certified. Also, except when the guy and the co-parent, he described as his partner, have been together for less than a hot minute, and said partner has a criminal record, not to mention a pretty bad one for long-term relationships, except when both the guy and the partner have no home of their own, but are squatting with Javi's family. Javi admitted all this to Melinda, who gave him a reality check, and that was before Javi admitted he had a child who died. So this seems to be a non-starter. Melinda has been so supportive of Sophia, because she sees a lot of herself in the girl. Melinda was also a teenage mother who gave up her daughter for adoption and ended up losing Haley when she was an adult. Could Melinda end up trying to make up for her own loss, as well as help Sophia by offering to adopt the child? That way, Sophia can go on with her life. She can know that her son is well taken care of, and Melinda can finally get her chance to be a mom. Chanel and Johnny were all set to adopt Sophia's baby. Even Amy agreed. But then Johnny changed his mind. Well, who's to say he can't change it again? We'll just forget the last 6 months never happened, and everything will be hunky-dory. See how these storylines play out in the weekly Duel Spoilers, September 1st. 5. Here are your Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. It's move-in day at Salem University, and all our favorite freshmen insist on their parents paying for them to live in a dorm 10 minutes from home. Maggie and Gabby say their goodbyes to Holly and Ariana. As soon as Mom and Grandma leave, the girls get busy. Or at least Holly gets busy when Brady drops Tate off. Tate makes a beeline for Holly's room, where they christen her dorm bed. That causes Aaron and Ari to have to spend time together. They realize they are going to get to know each other better than ever before, since their roommates will be wanting a whole lot of alone time. Where's Sophia? Is she still with Melinda, freaking out that Tate will hate her when he learns she dropped their baby off at a firehouse and lied about the baby's sex? Is Amy Choi forcing Sophia to live at home so she can keep an eye on her? Sophia's presence would complicate things for Tate and Holly in ways that they can't even imagine. Marlena may have taken a leave of absence from the hospital, but that doesn't mean she is going to sit idle. Instead, she has agreed to keep seeing Xander from home. Xander is determined to prove to Sarah that he can get his anger issues under control, so Marlena starts to delve deeper into what sets Xander off so easily. Will Xander reveal what might be behind his violent temper? Is there past trauma that he needs to remember? Marlena also shares warm moments with Tate and Brady before Tate moves out of her place and into the dorms. When she finally gets a few moments to herself, she picks up the latest book for the Salem Book Club. It is all about keeping calm, something Marlena has been finding hard to do lately, especially with the strange dreams she's been having. Welcome to Days of Our Lives Daily YAP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Sophia Choi found herself in a tough situation when she went into labor in her bedroom and ended up delivering her own baby while watching a YouTube tutorial. She panicked and left her baby at the firehouse and then was forced to concoct a whole story about giving birth in Chicago before giving her baby to adoptive parents. She even lied about the baby's sex. We didn't think any of that was necessary, but we realized she was a young and confused girl who was not ready to be a mother. However, we now see that her biggest concern has always been Tate loving her and not much more. Since giving birth, she has made sure to get a job where Tate is working just to be close to him. In addition, her biggest fear is that Tate will hate her if anyone ever finds out what she really did with her baby. She left her baby at a firehouse, lied to her mother and the baby's father, sees her baby all over town, but nope. The boy she likes can't be mad at her. That's all she seems to care about. That and her mother forcing her to raise the baby. Everything Sophia has done from the start of this pregnancy has reeked of selfishness, and nothing has changed in her postpartum college student era. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full duel recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not. Seriously, do not. Forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Days of Our Lives, 2-week spoilers for September 1st, 12, 20, 25, see Philip Kyriakis getting tricky and Jack Devereaux playing nice. Monday, September 1st, is Labor Day, but we are still getting a brand new episode of Days of Our Lives. Brady Black is meeting with the lady lawyer who claims that she never had Tate Black listed as a father on any adoption she's handled. Brady is going to be floored that this whole Chicago adoption thing has turned out to be so dodgy. This week, he is asking somebody if the baby Sophia Choi had was a boy or a girl, or if the baby in the adoption was a boy or a girl. Kat Green and Felicity Green celebrate their brother Arang Green's return to Salem, and he could tie back into this adoption storyline. Marlena Evans tells Tate she is very proud of him, and I wonder if that's about how well he's handling the adoption thing. Everybody's getting ready to stay in Salem for college, so we're going to have plenty of younger set drama. Plus, Thomas DiMera gets some comfort from his dad, Chad DiMera, and that's always sweet to watch. On Tuesday, September 2nd, Tate gets an adoption update from Brady. Tate's dad is continuing to go down this adoption rabbit hole. His spidey senses are tingling, and he wants to find out the truth about his grandson and granddaughter for Tate's sake. At this point, Brady is so suspicious, he's not going to let this go. Sophia goes into panic mode when she's talking to DA Melinda Trask. Sophia is telling her that she accidentally referred to the baby as a boy again, and that sends Melinda into panic mode. If you remember, Brady already threatened Melinda. She should be very scared because that's exactly where Brady's investigation is leading, and there's no telling how he's going to react to what Melinda has done. Marlena has some more Queen of the Night nightmares, and she's waking up feeling all out of sorts. She has fallen asleep on the sofa at her place and had one of these weird dreams. She has fallen asleep in her bed and had some of these weird dreams. All of her health tests are fine. There's one more Sarah Horton wants to run. I don't think this is a physical ailment. Plus, we've got the Arabian Nights book in play, so it's all very, very strange. Then, of course, Susan Banks is saying that Stefano DiMera is back, so something wicked this way comes. Chad DiMera tells Kat how he really feels. This may be about her working for E.J. DiMera, because the other day Chad was telling Kat, "Don't do it." She was insisting she can take care of herself. Bottom line, it isn't just about the paycheck. It's about her ISA mission, and Chad, of course, is in the dark about that. Then again, Chad could be telling Kat about his feelings for her because they're definitely growing on Days of Our Lives. On Wednesday, September 3rd, Aaron and Ariana Horton find themselves stuck together. I wonder if they get ditched by Tate and Holly Jonas, because also on Wednesday, Tate and Holly are sharing a romantic moment, so they may bail on their friends. Xander cook Marlena for an anger management treatment session, and she wants to know the source of Xander's anger. He says cheating, lying, and scheming, which are probably triggers for all of us, right? But Marlena also realizes that Xander just hasn't been forgiving anyone for anything. After eavesdropping on the Titan boys with her handy-dandy pen microphone, Gabby Hernandez offers Philip some encouragement. I don't know if she's actually torn between feelings for these guys, or if she's just enjoying getting physical while she's plotting. Because Gabby can't think it will work out well with either of them when she is actively plotting to steal the company back that they basically stole from the DiMeras. They absorbed it, but still, the DiMeras feel like it was stolen. Kat does some bonding with Brady, which is kind of interesting. On Thursday, September 4th, Marlena needs a favor from Belle Black. I wonder if Marlena wants Belle to watch over her while she's sleeping, to just see if there's anything Marlena doesn't realize that is triggering her. Or maybe Marlena's talking in her sleep. We'll see. Gabby updates Tony DiMera about the Titan plot, and she tells him about the microphone pen that she placed on CEO Xander's desk. Tony is giddy to hear more about Gabby's progress. Philip tests his relationship with his brother Xander. This week, Philip is choking, or possibly fake choking, in the CEO office, and Xander immediately rushes over to help him and begin the Heimlich maneuver. So, it sounds like he may pass Philip's test. Chanel Dupree is back in the place where she really wants to adopt again. She's been very patient with Johnny DiMera, with him going through this whole epiphany about finding out about what EJ did to Sammy Brady, and then, of course, this shooting trial. But Chanel wants to move forward with their life, and she wants a baby, darn it. EJ makes a trip over to Johnny and Chanel's apartment. Just as they're walking out the door, he wants to talk. Johnny's not going to give his dad EJ any credit for how that trial went on Days of Our Lives. I do wonder if he is going to tell Johnny that he was going to be found not guilty. EJ may want credit for that, but he's not going to get it. Friday, September 5th, Chad is worried about Kat, and this may be back to working for EJ. Julie Williams welcomes Jennifer Horton and Jack home for Jack's birthday party. His birthday is September 3rd, so I'm assuming that's the date it is in Salem at that point. Julie has an intense conversation with Jack and Jen. Obviously, she's going to let them know that Gwen Rischek is back in town. She may tell them that Chad is getting closer to Kat. I do think Jen is going to freak out if she hears that her evil stepdaughter, Gwen and Abigail Devereaux imposter Kat, are becoming friends. Jack and Gwen run into each other in the square, and things seem fine until they're not. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Gwen doesn't think it's a good idea to go to Jack's birthday party, even though Jack invites her, because everybody hates her. But Jack reassures Gwen he doesn't hate her. Tate catches Sophia in another lie. Brady and Steve Johnson continue to investigate Sophia's adoption. Also this week, Kristen DiMera is going to get her prison sentence, and Brady wants her to get the maximum time allowable. The week of September 8th through the 12th, Brady and Steve are piecing together the fake adoption scheme, but that won't be a straight line back to Salem. Melinda going to be scrambling to cover their butts, and Sophia not making things easier by spending all this time with Tate when she keeps slipping up. Rachel Black may spiral when she hears how long her mom Kristen got in prison. Julie may be planning a grand reopening for her bookstore. Gwen and EJ are chatting more soon. I don't know if it's going to be romance, maybe just friendship, because both of them are town pariahs. Marlena's nightmares could provide clues to what is going on with her. We're going to find out more about EJ's secret plans for the hospital. It's a little scary that Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's name was dropped recently, and how long until Chad figures out Kat is an ISA agent.